Okay, well here we go. This is the GE Superbase, and commonly known as the 35875, and they are a absolutely top of the line 40 channel CB radio that they just had everything. This is probably the most beautiful version of it in relation to condition, and I know a few of you have been waiting for me to do a video on this one, and some of you have seen this in the museum. And yeah, it is really mint. And yes, it's going up for sale. I have another brand new in the box one that I've had for many years in my own collection, so this one is going out the door. But I'll tell you what, it is absolutely in beautiful condition. This is definitely a price on application. Come and talk to me about it, and certainly happy to show you more. But I'm just trying to get some more light, but you can just see how absolutely stunning it is. Probably a little bit of dust because I've had it sitting around, this is a super standard, not being played around with radio. The only mod I'm aware of, possibly, and I do say possibly, is it might have at some stage. I'll need to check. Actually, the rear plate might tell me whether it's had a 240 to 110 to 240 volt conversion, and sometimes you can tell by the plate. Yes, it has. Yes, sorry. Okay, so that's a good way to check there. Serial number 3917, 120 volt. So that's the one conversion it has had, and that would have happened down in South Africa. As you know, I import a lot of radios from South Africa from my good friend David down there. Deepest, darkest Africa, mate, and deepest, darkest South Africa, DDS. ZS1 DDS, deepest, darkest South Africa. Yeah, now I got it right, I think. Anyway, don't worry about my memory lately. But I've had this for a while, and look, it's a beautiful radio, and we've got a few coming up actually that are very similar. This comes out of top of the line museum collection stuff, so it is not to be sort of confused with stuff that's generally around the place, and I mean that in a nice way. But some stuff is absolute mint, other stuff is it's okay, it's fine, etc, etc. Had the compression, and actually we'll just go through this a bit. I'm actually just feeding a very light signal into it at the moment, at which it's hearing quite well at 0.5 of a microvolt. But of course, let's just yep, absolutely. Hearing beautiful, and as we go down to 0.5 of a microvolt, we're still hearing there, so hearing quite nicely. I'll turn that generator off. Now, this has not been super tuned, it has not been played with. Let's see if we can hear ourselves on this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's getting us, it's getting us 10, 12. What's the output there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Looking quite nice on the crow there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Loading on the bird meter. Yeah, looking good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, it's been kept standard for a reason. This is a very genuine example of how they came out of the factory. And just to show you how calibration, like you were just listening there, let's, I haven't tested this yet. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to go to upper sideband, and I'm going to chance that David's calibration is 100% correct. Look at that. Yeah, I thought it might be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go back to lower sideband, and the function there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And that's not unusual coming from David. Normally his gear is very spot on. And now and again in transit, we get, look, I'm going to be honest, sometimes, we can get a little bit of a variation just in some of the stuff sits in transit for quite a while, goes through, different sort of hands. Actually, I didn't put the little compressor on then. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you can see that drives it a bit harder. Actually on here, 1, 2, see the difference in the waveform? Hello, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I need to expand that range on the crow there. It's not really showing you beautifully, but yeah, look, So what do I like about the Superbases? Number one, they came in with this clock, which was lovely. You could set the timers on them. Basically, the time, not quite accurate at the moment, but you can obviously clock set like so, and just set your clock fast, slow, etc., etc. All the digits are working on the clock, which is, another thing to think about when you're buying a Superbase. There's a lot of Superbases where, unfortunately, clock modules over the years have had digit issues, and so when you're buying one, like to buy a clock module for one of these now is, $180. It's, if you can find it. So as you can see, working perfectly there. But of course, you can, set the clock module to be a timer as well. Take the clock set off there, and take the timer off there because we don't want the timer on, and then you've got your on-off power switch there. Then of course, very typical. Sorry, I didn't show the AM power there. And output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm on. Sorry, I was on sideband here. If I go to AM, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get a bit of feedback there. But yeah, working beautifully on AM. Let's put that back to lower sideband there. I find this little G90 is a great little off-air receiver and units. They're so stable. I mean, look, I go through and check the oscillators on everything, generally when we're doing tune-ups and things like that for my own gear. With that G90, I virtually can go to basically the two CT1, CT2s caps, tune it by ear, go 1, 2, 3, yep, 1, 2, 3, yep, bang, upper sideband, perfect, no problems, check the receive, perfect. It's nice when you've got a good off-air stable unit that that you can trust 100%. So absolutely. So the features that I like the most, the little speech compression, yeah, it's quite good. What's very handy is for the average person out there who's running the the vertical on A, and then for the DX they switch over to the 3-element beam, and bingo, they can have a look there. Obviously modulation, calibration, SWR, so nice there. The channel switch, CBPA, noise blanker, and ANL. Now keep in mind the basis of a Superbase as such is basically a GEB model, which was a really good design. Now some people loved them, some people hated them. The people that hated them were people like me, because I had to work on them and pull the twin boards out and access things and then put them all back together to test sometimes. Now that's the only reason we hated them, because when they worked, or when they're working, they are just bulletproof. They really are. They're brilliant chassis, and generally you didn't get too many problems with them. Sometimes you got a little bit of connection between the two board connection problems. You get dry joint between there, so that's something to watch out for new players. Every now and again that can be an issue. By the way, the lighting system all working perfectly there. The other thing we haven't shown you is that every channel digit is coming up on here like so. Sorry, I sort of dashed past 12 then, didn't I? Not trying to hide it. Got nothing to hide on this radio. This is just beautiful. Up to 40, back to 35. So after that, what have we got? Some of the basics: volume, squelch, tone, and the tone on this is actually quite useful. I quite like it. You've got a power mic gain, mic gain, sorry. Well, it is a power mic gain as well, because when you go to max, sometimes you might want to back that off a little bit just to, to get that waveform, just to get it nice and nice and nice. And look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm attenuating that way too much there. Look, I might be on max. The Crow. Just give me a second here. I might just have a look. Yeah, I was only one click down though, but hollow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, that's looking fine. And looking good over here too, not too wide or anything. So yeah, no, it's good. The thing about the Superbase, whether you're a B or an A lover, if you really look at the B model and the A model, and you start examining the circuit, they're both cybernets, just done in a different way, and that's the thing to realise, is that you really are buying pretty much the same radio. Okay, so then you've got your dimmer, which I've actually got about halfway at the moment. You can bring that up, and as you can see, if you sort of want to bring it right down, you certainly can. I had it about halfway, but you know, certainly for that bright look, you can run it up. People ask, you know, are you helping the display by running the dimmer low? I suppose in theory you might be, but I still think, you know, some of the best features are things like the AB switch that's on there. It's got a good little relay circuit at the back of it that's, you know, quite dependable. This one's obviously going to come with a General Electric mic that looks like new, manual as well, etc, etc. So look, they're a really sought after radio, and as you can see from the condition, this thing is just very, very, very nice. It really is. You don't see a lot of Superbases that are not completely marked up. You know, it's just what it is. They just a bit of dust there actually, I'm just cleaning off. They are really one of those units that I would almost suggest to you, when you get one that's marked up and possibly looking like it's had a bit of a hard life, sort of pass, wait for the one that comes along that's like this. It's worth paying the extra money for. People, yeah, I made this mistake a lot, and people that have been to see my collection know this, that often I've got 5, 6, 7 of a radios sitting around the place, but 4 of them are average and 3 of them are masterpieces. You know, it's that type of situation where I should have waited and just not maybe bought in the average ones. But at the time, you didn't know what you were going to find. It was difficult to find stuff, and it's still difficult to find certain radios, this being one of them, by the way. And I can tell you now, if I didn't have one brand new in the box sitting there that I've, you know, owned for quite a while, that one actually hasn't been converted. That one's still sitting at 110 volts. This here would be probably our, you know, museum model that we just leave around the place, and as you know, in the museum we're not doing so much CB in there as we are ham radio these days. By the same token, I've got what I call my personal collection, and a GE Superbase, yes, would always be in my collection. And a few things that, you know, fit that collection are things like the Superbase, the Console 6, probably Cobra 2000, you know, strangely enough, still think they were quite wonderful. An ARF 2001, certainly a Stoner, still got one Stoner left in our collection, bass Stoner, one of the Pro 40s. So there are different ones for me personally that, you know, have a bit of an attraction to me, but there's a lot that I just haven't got the room to keep, and you're going to see a lot coming up very soon. All right, this is just a very quick look at what is a beautiful radio. I've got a fair idea where I think this might go. I've just got a feeling. But there's a mate of mine down in Melbourne that's bought some very quality stuff, and maybe it might be heading there. But if you're the person for it, you certainly know how to email me at brenton@posnav.com.au, or you can obviously PM me by Facebook if you see it on there on the video. Look, I don't get to the YouTube comments files enough, so please do either, you know, even SMS my phone on 0418 844 700. I don't want you to miss out. I've had a lot of clients lately. We had something like 12 clients on an IC7000 we sold for $500 the other day, 525 posted, and I just couldn't get to everybody fast enough. But there was one person that was first. The second person is actually one of my really, really top mates. Unfortunately, you know, I've got to treat it as who comes in first, and I'm trying to be as fair as I can when I do that, and I did just that. And that went off to a James. And James, I hope you do well with that radio. I really do. And I certainly, as I said to you, I respected the fact that you're in first. And I sent an apology to a mate of mine, Brendan, just to say he probably was the perfect person for it in regards to fixing it. James, I don't know his technical background, but look, just get in as fast as you can, guys. Get messages to me. I will treat it. You could be my best mate, and I'm still going to treat it with the first in, first dressed, you know, best dressed, because I have to. It's just not fair to do it any other way to people out there. All right, thanks very much. GE Superbase, model 35875A, absolutely mint condition. Not even going to talk about the price on here. You know what they're worth. And the real collectors out there, no, you already know what this is going to cost, and it's not too bad. But it's certainly needs to be bare. You know, we bring these things in from overseas to get this quality. So no, it's not $1,000. Anyway, all right. Contact me. Let's talk about it, and hopefully it can become yours. This is VK3 Charlie Mike Tangambulanga. Have a great Easter, everybody. it's a lovely Easter weekend, and I hope you all enjoy time with your family. 73s, please subscribe and hit the like button and give us a bit of support if you can. Thank you very much for some of the collabs lately, especially Larry from Ham Radio Live. Larry, what did I say, Harry? Larry, you, just to give you an idea of the impact of your channel, we went up 300 subscribers after you went through and did that 7800 expose. No, it was a great article that you did, and great YouTube video. I really appreciate it, Larry. Larry's one of my very good friends over in the US. He is just the most compassionate guy, and yeah, I get a lot of emails from Larry just checking in on me. You know, he's got a lot of things to do in his day, and he's been looking after his brother, who unfortunately passed away recently, so my condolences 100% there. But him and his wife are just about to seek a whole lot of different changes in their life, and we're really supportive of Larry, and I think he's going to have some really positive things come back to him for all the positive things that he's done. He's just one of those guys that I respect so much. All right, GE Superbase, is it going to be yours? We'll see. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Cheers, guys. All the best.